Hi there, Mary Elizabeth Parker here, and today I'm going to review a book I recently finished. It comes out on August 8th and it's called Emma in the Night. It's another one of those cases where I had signed up for a sweepstakes and I luckily got it. So it is, I have the advanced reader's copy of Emma in the Night, which is published by St. Martin's Press and by Wendy Walker. Just thought I would share that out with you right now. Yeah. I actually enjoyed this book. It wasn't one of those, oh my gosh, I love reading type books for me, but what was great about it is I did not predict the ending. I did not know things until I was actually getting into them a lot of times in this story. And that is so rare for me. I am usually I know who did it within the first 2 chapters, I know their motive, everything. And I still love to go through the journey because it's really about the life, not about the death. So it's all about the journey in the book, not the ending of the book necessarily. So that was kind of cool for me to actually have something where I didn't know everything from pretty much the get-go. There were details I didn't realize until the very end, and that was just so great. So the premise of this book is that I'm going to actually read the back of the book just to make it as clear as possible. So one night, 15-year-old Cass and her 17-year-old sister, Emma, disappear. 3 years later, with just the clothes on her back and no evidence or credibility except for her own existence, Cass returns home, which is the 15-year-old, without her sister. She talks of kidnapping and isolation and a mysterious island where the two were held. But her story has holes, and it's up to forensic psychiatrist Dr. Abby Walker to uncover what really happened in Cass's tortured past. The truth will shock Cass herself, a tale of fear, family, and what it will take to survive her own past. So already sounded interesting just from that. And the detective, Abby Walker, the forensic psychologist, specialized in narcissistic personalities. This comes out pretty early in the book. And she believes that their mother is a traditional narcissistic personality, just like the doctor's mother had a narcissistic personality. And that feeds into the story of these girls. Now, this Abby Walker was actually one of the people who were investigating 3 years ago when it first happened, and now she's come back to help with figuring out the rest and trying to find Emma. That is Cass's #1 goal when she gets back, is finding Emma, her sister. So, like I said, really interesting read. I really liked having the psychology of it, and it would basically go back and forth between Abby Walker and Cass. Does it give me your last name on the back? Because I always forget last names. I'm horrible about that. So that was kind of cool because you're seeing one mind working and then the other mind working. And through each of them you're starting to get to unfold things and figure things out, but you don't necessarily figure it out all the way. Maybe you will if you read this book. I don't know. Now we're going to come up to spoilers! Alert! Stop watching until you've read the book if you don't want to hear the spoilers. Deal with it if you keep watching after this. I'm going to start sharing spoilers. So, Cass has come home and to her mother's house, even though she didn't have a close connection to her mother. Her mother pushed her away. When she found out that her daughter wanted to live with her father, she said, "You're not allowed to call me Mom anymore. You're going to call me Mrs. Martin." What happened was that Mrs. Martin, aka Mom, had an affair with her current husband, and that's what caused a divorce. And she had actually broken up a previous marriage to be the mother, to marry the father of Cass and Emma. She always wanted to be told that she's the best mother, that she's the smartest, that she's the most beautiful, all these things. And she even taught them about what she called sex power. Basically using your sexuality to your advantage, or maybe even having sex so you can get what you want and have a power over another person. Yeah, pretty twisted life considering they were told this when they were 11 and 13. I believe that was when they were actually talking about the sex power originally. So that's got to be hard on a kid to be pushed away by their mother like that. So it's obvious why she would be more likely to go to her father is what they would think, but she went back to her mother. Her mother kept trying to say that she was crazy when she was saying that she had hidden in her sister's car and all these things. She's like, no, you were in your room that night when this happened, after this argument over a necklace that she had given to Emma, but Cass was the one who wanted it, but Emma would wear it every day just to drive Cass nuts. Yeah. But Cass kept insisting, no, she hid in the car, and then she met this person who was supposed to help Emma, who was pregnant, and all this kind of crazy stuff. And so, like I said, she keeps telling her story, but she's also a counter, which is a common symptom of certain ways of dealing, including obsessive compulsive disorder. She is not necessarily diagnosed with that, but it is a coping skill for a lot of people, is to count, and she's very accurate at counting. But for some reason, she didn't count how long she was in her sister's car. She didn't count how long she was in the car ride to get to the island from where they were. These are all red flags to Dr. Abby Walker. So it's kind of a, what's going on here? And so Cass trickles out truths. Some of them about the past before they went disappearing, and some of them about while they were gone. And I'm just trying to think how much I want to share. I don't want to give away the full ending. So she describes an island that they went to, and there was this couple that at first took them in, took care of them, were really kind and sweet to them. But then, when they wanted to leave, it seemed like they couldn't. There was even one point where Cass tried to escape. The boat ran up against the rocks because there was too much of a current there to get away. It was just far enough from land that you couldn't actually swim there. It was in Maine, so it was very cold waters as well as a very strong current. So she tried to escape. The guy who does the boat that delivers everything for them, that they just call and he takes care of it for them, and they pay him in cash, always, to take help with the shipments to make sure that they have their food, and because they're off the charts. They're off the grid, not even using their real name. And so she tells about all this stuff, and there are really great things and really bad things. For example, the child that's born there, they try to keep her. They try to keep this little girl as their own and claim that they filed a birth certificate in their names for home birth. Now, mind you, the female character of this couple is barren, and it's known that she's barren. So kind of twisted that she wants to take this young lady's, take Emma's daughter. So after Cass attempts to escape, Bill, which is the man of the couple, says, "You guys can leave anytime you want." So they get ready to leave. They get on the boat with the guy who does all the deliveries. But then they won't let them take the daughter. They don't let them take the child. It's like, no, this is our daughter. And that's where it comes up about the birth certificate. So, of course, she's freaking out that she doesn't get to take her daughter with her. So Emma jumps off the boat to get to her daughter, icicles coming out of her hair. Bill is kicking at her hands at the edge of the pier, so causing her to bleed, but she's still so desperate to get to her daughter because she doesn't want to be separated. And it's hard enough as it is that she hasn't been able to be with her daughter enough. So pretty terrifying if you think about it. And Cass is relaying all of this to the detectives, and every time her mother is present. And sometimes she's revealing things just to make her mother kind of lose it. Part of her goal being back and why she went to her mother was to get her mother to break. She reveals something later on that makes her mother start doubting her current husband, Mr. Martin, who obsessively loves his son. Just an extra side note. And so they start to ravel apart from and fight each other too. I don't want to give too much away, but I kind of want to at the same time. I want to discuss this and share the full-on ending, but I don't, because I want you to get to enjoy the ride as well and get there and hopefully also be surprised. Like I said, this book does come out on August 8th, St. Martin's Press. I do suggest it. Wendy Walker is the author. I'm just going to try to leave it there, but I hope that if you do decide to read it, that you'll enjoy it as much as I did. It was a little slower moving than a lot of books are for me, but it was still, it was better than the last one that I read, where I just couldn't fully get into it. I was still into this book a lot, but because of the way it trickled out, I think I spent even more time really looking at the details as it was trickling out, because I wasn't figuring it out for a change. So I'm going to try to leave it there. Yes, I did give some spoilers, but not too many, not the big ending, especially since there's no way that you've read it yet unless you also got an advanced reader's copy. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're all having a great day and beautiful weather. It is the first day of summer officially. It is the solstice. So happy solstice to those who actually celebrate. If you're somehow watching this in the southern border, happy winter solstice. If you're watching this in the northern equator, north of the equator, then happy summer solstice. So it is now officially summer. That is how I deem whether it's summer or not, or spring. I deem the weather changes not on, the seasonal changes not on what the weather says outside, but what our solar system says. I will leave that there. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment below about anything that you saw here, or if you have any other books you think that would be interesting for me to read and review. I just started a new one by John Boyne, who wrote Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This is another one that comes out in August. I will try to get it done before August so I can get that out. I don't have an exact date on that one. But maybe you'll have some fun out there, and I hope that you'll all be kind to each other.